There are three stocks that I'm feeling exceptionally bullish about in the month of July. And in this video, I'm going to share what they are. We're going to dive into the charts on TradingView. And as I go over my technical analysis and reasons that I'm technically bullish on these stocks, as well as some upside price targets, of course, I'm also going to explain why I'm fundamentally bullish on these stocks and why I think these companies can excel and outperform most through the month of July. June was a pretty life-changing month of gains over in the Waves portfolio. So I'm hoping that we can see more fireworks in the month of July. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys think about these three names. Let me know in the comments what your favorite stocks or single favorite stock for the month of July is. And as always, a like and a sub go a long way. Let's get into the charts. All right, so we've made it into TradingView, and the three companies that we're going to be discussing today are right in front of us here on the watch list. We're kicking it off with AMD, or Advanced Micro Devices. AMD is a semiconductor company, okay? You can think of it as a small Nvidia, and I'm particularly bullish on this company, not only because it's had crazy technical momentum, which we will get into, but because they just concluded their Advancing AI event, which I did a deep dive on in a video that I posted not too long ago. So check that out if you just want a little more info on that. But overall, this company has fundamental momentum, it has technical momentum, and I am excited to talk price targets with this one on the charts. Okay, the second is C3 AI Inc., or ticker symbol, short and sweet, it is AI. C3 AI is an enterprise AI company. Think of them like a significantly more underdeveloped Palantir, but the market cap is 1/100th of Palantir, so the upside potential is great here. And as we dive into the charts on C3, you'll see why the asymmetric risk profile, meaning the upside potential gain outweighs the downside potential risk, is so appealing, at least in my opinion. Okay. And last but not least, if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, you would know that this is a stock that's near and dear to our hearts, and it is shaping up really nicely, especially considering Bitcoin is shaping up nicely. That is Bitcoin mining company Riot Platforms. It's right in front of us. Riot Platforms is a Bitcoin miner. This is my favorite Bitcoin miner in the space. This is one of the longest held positions in my common share portfolio and or the Waves common share portfolio. And on that note, just know that my money's where my mouth is. And all three of these names are the largest positions in my options portfolio. And I also hold common shares on some of them too. In the beginning of the video, I did mention that we saw some life-changing gains in the month of June, and just right off the bat, those were thanks to AMD. We caught this trend early, we played call options on it, and this is just the newsletter I wrote this morning, the flash trade, which is the first of two I write every day. And as you can see here, we had average costs. Just keep in mind, my average cost on both the positions you're going to see below here are around $250. This morning, we locked in this trade at $12.50 per contract, so that's well over a 5x. And then this one, I skimmed some profits. I'm still holding this one from a while back. This one, we're nearing an 9x return on that trade. So on that note, you can see here that I do have the other names we're discussing. I have a larger C3 AI position below this, but out of respect for existing members, I won't go into that. If you want to become a member, if you are not yet a member of my complete portfolio and daily newsletter group, then the link to join is going to be in the description of this video. And I'll also just put a pinned comment with the link to this as well. It is my complete portfolio, daily trade alerts, email newsletters. I also call this the Waves portfolio, just if you're unfamiliar, but you get everything that this box here entails for $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months, or you can try it free for 7 days. And as I always say, the reason I do free trials is because I'm so confident in the product I provide. And always know, you can always just peace out. You can always just unsubscribe if you don't, if you're just not liking it at all. So that being said, if you do join, welcome to the winning team. I trust you will be sticking around if you give it a shot. And yeah. As always, prospective members or existing members, existing members, please drop a little testimonial in the comments because it does help prospective members just get a little bit of external validation. Okay. Again, welcome to the team. if you joined. If not, no worries at all. Let's dive into the charts here. Okay. So AMD looking absolutely beautiful. And even on today, I'll explain the watch list just so you guys can kind of see what else is going on here. AMD really outperforming a lot of the markets. The markets are marginally up today. You can see the NASDAQ and the S&P. Actually, SPY is down as I'm recording this, but which is exceptionally impressive because names like Nvidia and AMD are just keep climbing higher. Okay. And I will just say, just to reflect a little bit, the primary reason that I took pretty significant profits from my positions today is because AMD has tested my first major profit target that I've had in play for quite a while, as long as AMD has been in this beautiful medium-term ascending channel you can see in front of us, with the red line being the line of support and these two blue cyan lines being the lines of resistance. AMD has tested my line of conservative resistance. And if you guys watched my members only trader tips video talking about absolute and conservative resistance, you would know that this is exactly what I have traded on for quite a while and will continue to trade on going on from here, because many traders are going to be eyeballing this level of absolute resistance. And you always want to be one step ahead of your competition when at any point in the trading game, pretty much anything in life, you want to be one step ahead of your competitor. Okay. So that's why I like trading these lines of conservative resistance. And as I said, that's a members exclusive video. Join button is below this video for $5 a month if you want to become a YouTube member. So, that said, profit target's been hit. I did just realize some profits. But because AMD is obviously in this video, it's one of the stocks that I'm most bullish on in the month of July as well. It's because I still see a lot of upside potential for this thing. And that's because as we zoom out, you can see that AMD has really not had the best year. You can see, let's go back to January. We'll just go January 1. Let's see the year to date. So from January 1st, we got a price range going on in here. January, we'll just go January 2nd. From January 2nd, we are only up like 19-20% year to date. Okay. Nvidia has just broken to a new all-time high today. So that just puts things into perspective. Nvidia, way more revenue, much larger company, much greater reach, kind of similar to the Palantir C3 AI example I kind of alluded to earlier. AMD, given the quality of the presentation and given just my theory that AMD is going to just continue to gain market share and just a more competitive stance within the space as, just the mini junior Nvidia, I think that this thing has a lot of catching up to do. And although we do have what is going to be my next major profit target not too far away as I'm recording this, say we hit this in the first week or so of July, that would take us up another 8%. And the reason that this is my next major profit target is because this is a line of broken macro, super long-term support. You can see this line of support was in place since October of 2022. And again, another members exclusive trader tips video. This is my favorite technical pattern to trade off of because it pretty much always comes to fruition. It's the most high hit rate technical pattern that I've ever traded, which is why I'll always take the advantage to trade a solid one like this. And that is broken lines of support being used as new resistance. And keep in mind, this works vice versa as well. Okay. So broken long-term support, I think this will come into play as new resistance. From here, that is, again, if we see this in the first week or so of July, that would result in another 8%, 8.5% up from here, which would result in an AMD of about 155, give or take a few cents. But short-term target for AMD is going to be 155. As we move into the longer term, I really wouldn't be surprised at all to see, potentially AMD just continue to break to new highs, given the momentum behind AI, given this just another wave for Nvidia that we're really just catalyzed, that was just catalyzed today for the most part. New all-time highs in Nvidia. I think AMD is going to do a lot of catching up in the short, medium, and long term, and I'm really excited to see what the stock can do, not only in the month of July, but the remainder of the year. Okay, let's move on to C3 AI, and then we'll close it out with Riot. C3 AI, speaking of underperformers on the year, you can see the C3 AI since where we were January 2nd. We got a price range going again. January 2nd, right? Yeah. So from January 2nd, we are actually down about 30% year to date, even in the wake of a pretty strong earnings report. Keep in mind, you guys, most stocks, I don't want to say most names within the AI sector, but definitely a lot of them from the beginning of the year are up. And C3 AI, I think, has a lot of catching up to do in that regard. As we zoom out here, you can see that AI, again, has not only underperformed on the year to date in 2025, but overall, we're at the lower end of a very, very like a very solid long-term macro trading range right here. Okay, we're in kind of a long-term. I don't even want it's kind of just a sideways channel, and trading range is the best term to use for this. We're just in a massive macro trading range, okay, dating all the way back to 2023. When we first started, really when we started talking about AI was late 2022. So we've been here for it. I've been playing this one for a long time. I think that this thing, at the very least, I don't want to say at the very least because nothing's guaranteed, but again, no, my money's where my mouth is. I think that over the course of July, we will get some news catalysts. They announce earnings in the month of August, so can't really look forward to those. But C3, again, they have the ticker symbol AI. They have been growing well as a company. Their last earnings report, which was about a month ago, which catalyzed this move up at the end of May, was incredibly bullish. And I think that by the end of the month of July, they can make it up to, again, at least, I'm an optimist, this $31 region, which is just the prior low on this massive sell-off that we saw from February to March. Okay, from there, again, similar to the last, similar to AMD, we have a line of not quite as long-term support, but a line of pretty long-term, pretty significant broken support has yet to come into play as new resistance. This line of broken support does coincide with this line of conservative long-term resistance on August 11th. So, maybe you have to wait till August, but overall, I think through the fall, definitely into the winter, C3 AI can make its way up to these lines of long-term resistance. Again, maybe we do have to wait till earnings in August for that to be the catalyst. But hey, maybe you'll see this in my favorite stocks of August video. Okay, so let's close it out with Riot. BTC looking good. Bitcoin, I'll probably record. I'll do a members exclusive Bitcoin video here pretty shortly. But Riot, Bitcoin, you guys know the drill. Bitcoin miners in general, I think, have a lot of catching up to do. I think these are quality companies that are growing especially Riot growing at an impressive clip. Just got that loan from Coinbase to expand operations. That's bullish. Been selling Bitfarm shares, also bullish. And you can see here that Riot is in a clean series of short-term higher highs and higher lows following a successful bounce off this line of resistance. And we are also currently sitting above all 4 major moving averages right here, okay, which is very bullish. Moving in the short term, broke above this line of, again, you can see here, broke above this line of short-term resistance, came back down, tested new support, checked off that box. I wouldn't be surprised if in the final 10 minutes of trading right now, we end up closing in the green. But overall, Riot has again, if you guys don't believe this, watch these charts over the course of the month and watch, hopefully all 3 of them come to fruition. I think this line of broken support that was, again, broken below, massive sell-off, this broken line of support has yet to be retested as a new resistance. I think this will come into play. Whether it's July, August, September, October, I think this trend line will come back into play at some point in time. And my money is on the fact that it will come sooner than later. Okay, if this does happen, keep in mind, Riot does have some major lines of longer-term resistance standing in its path. But, if we can make it up to this line of broken support, that would result in a break of all of these major lines of resistance. And if that's the case, this will definitely be in my August, September, October, and on videos because, again, I think these are great companies that are objectively undervalued. Just my opinion. All of this is just my opinion. But I hope you guys got some value from this. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below once again what your favorite stock for the month of July is. Again, if you want to know how I'm trading on a daily basis and if you want to receive my daily trade alert newsletters, it's the first link in the description or in my pinned comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.